Hello everyone, in this tutorial I will show you how we can create a custom property in color, in degrees or in a float value. Also I will show you how we can create on and off button for the hide and unhide function and for the modifier as well. Also you can use this custom properties in various locations or properties of the Blender. And then I will show you how we can link these properties to the object, and then at the end I will show you why you should create and when you should create a custom property. So let's get started. Let's create a custom property. Select the object and then go to the object properties, and here we can add a custom property like that. But you can also add a custom property in a world tab and in a scene tab, this one. And what is the benefit of creating a custom property in a world tab is that you can have access to the custom property when you have nothing selected or anything selected. Like if you create a custom property on this object, then it will be only visible when you have select this object. But as soon as you select different object like this one, the custom property will not show up over here. You have to select this object to see the custom property or control the custom property like that, like over here. But if you create a custom property over here in the scene tab or in the world tab, you can have access to this if you have any other object selected like that. So depend on the situation, you should create a custom property on object level or on a scene level or world level. So let's see how we can create a different type of custom property. So let's start with a simple custom property. So if we click on add, it will create a normal float value custom property in a float value. So let's click on edit and let's see what are these parameters. So first one is a name which we can define over here and it will show up over here. So I name it cube, and then this is the property, this one, this and this is same, so you can change it over here or change it over here, it doesn't matter. And then default value, which is, let me press OK. So if I change this and if I reset it to default value, it will switch back to the default value which we have set over here. So if we set it 0.25 and then press OK, and then if now we reset it, it will go to 0.25. Let's move to the next property. This is minimum and maximum. So now it's set to 1. If we drag it, it will not go above the 1. If we type it 10, it will still not go above that 1. So we can define that over here, minimum and maximum. So let's make it 10 for now, and minimum should be 0 or whatever you like. So we can now drag it to the 0 and then to the 10. And then this one is to override the library of object data. I did not quite understand how to use this feature. So if you know, you can let me know in the comment section. So let's move to the use soft value. So let's set this value, and this value is pretty similar, but this one is slider value, maximum slider value, and this value is maximum type value. So let's type over here 5 so I can explain it better. So now if we make it 0 and if I slide it, see, it will not go above 5 because we have set the soft value to 5. See, but we can still type higher number than 5, which is 10 is maximum number. This is the maximum number. If you need a different value for sliding function and for the typing function, then you can use this. This is also used in lots of various locations of Blender, like in the subdivision. You can drag it to, I think, 6. I'm not gonna do it because it will crash my computer. Okay, now it will not. So we cannot drag it more than 6, but we can still type it more over here, like 10 or 20 or whatever, but I am not gonna type it. So okay, let's type 6. See, 7 I mean. So we can type it more than 6, but we cannot drag it. Oh shit, it's lagging. Oh, okay, now there is a one more thing which I haven't covered, this tooltip. So if we move our cursor on any properties in Blender, it will show you tooltip, like over here. See the tooltip, scaling of the object. This is the tooltip. We can also create a tooltip. So for now it says cube because we haven't set any tooltip. So let's type a tooltip over here. So if I type like size of cube, then this will show up over here. If I move it over there, see, size of cube. So this is tooltip. Okay, let's move to the different type of custom properties. So I will add one more property over here. So let me change it to the cube size, so we have organized better. So let's add another type of custom property, which is rotation value. So if we see now, rot, so this is, you can name it whatever you like, I just name it rot. So if you see, we have nothing to change here to create a custom property in different sorts of data blocks like rotation, color and other stuff. So how we can do that is by inserting a comma over here. As soon as you type in comma like this, and it will open up new window, which is subtype. So now we are in plain data and we can change it to different data like that. So this is polar angle and rotation, so we can create polar angle. So if you need only one, then we can create we can like leave it in the one, and then it will create one single rotation value like that. Okay, and if we need multiple values like we have in the rotation 3 values, then we can add more over here. So 0.0 and then insert a comma and then 0.0 or whatever you can type here, and then insert a comma. So now we have 2 values, we need 3, so 0.0 and then another comma, or leave it. We do not have to type comma at the end. So now we have 3 values. We can also create 3 values in a plain data block. So now if I type in 0.1.0 or whatever, comma 1.0 comma 1.0, sorry 1.0. so now we have multiple custom property in a one single subname, and for now I will leave it to single property. So maximum number of values we can create is 4. We cannot create more than 4. I don't know why, but this is the last. So if we try to like add one more and then one more and then one more, so we have in total 4. But if we try to add one more over here, so all we have to type in comma and 0.0. so see, this will turn into this random stuff. So we can create maximum 4 and minimum 1. And if you want to type like something over here, then type anything here and then it will turn into typing. So you can type here anything, like it's now type value, and I'm not sure when you can use this, but you can type something here. Okay, so let's move change it back to rotation. Okay, and now let's create a color value. Same, if we insert comma, this will add a new subtype over here, and then we can use linear color, gamma corrected color. This is 2 different values. We will use linear color and then click OK, and it did not work because we will have to set it to linear color, and still it's not working because we have only 1 value, but in the color we will need a 3 value. So let me see, we will need at least 3 value for the color, or 4 if we need alpha channel as well. So 3 is RGB and 4th is alpha channel. Transparency, if you want to control a transparency, then we will have to create a 4 values, and if you just want to control the colors, then we will have to create a 3 of them. So let's create 3, and here is the road, not the road prop. So let's type 0.0 comma 0.0, and I will create 4 for the alpha channel as well. So one more comma 0.0. so if I click OK, see we have this color value, and if I make it 1, so now we have this alpha channel, and then we can change the color over here. And keep watching, I will show you how we can link these properties to the object as well, to the object or to anywhere in the Blender. Okay, and then at the end we will create true and false value, which we can use to control unhide, disable and enable function anywhere in the Blender. Okay, so I will click on add. Let me name it color, and prop 1 I will name it on and off function. Okay, so it's not on and off function because when it's on it's 1 and when it's off it's 0. So on is 1 and off is 0, and in between, where is on and off, in between these values are doing nothing. So we will remove this dot, after dot, all the things after dot. So what we will have to do is this, in the default value, change it to from 1.0 to change it to 1, and then okay, sorry, change it to 1, change it to 0, and why this did not work, because we have over here now we can type in 0 or whatever in a single value, and now we have this 0 and 1, 0 and 1. We can also do this with another type of thing. So we will have to just type true, TRUE, true. Make sure your T is in the capital, and it will create the same thing. See, true and false. So it's true and false. So we have on and on function, and then we have rotation. Sorry, why rotation is not like the rotation? I think I have changed it to linear color. So color value, and okay, so now it's in a degree, and then we have float value, rotation value, color value, and on and off function. So let's see how we can link these properties to the any properties of a Blender. We have created all the custom properties in different values. Let's see how we can link it. And we have created all the custom properties on this cube, but it doesn't matter, that it doesn't mean that we will have to link all the properties to this cube. We can link it to other object as well as in the other properties of Blender. Let's see how we can link it. Okay, it's pretty easy. We will just have to click few times. We do not have to write any codes or something. We can just link it with a few clicks. Okay, and so let's this one is size. So now I will link this size to the size of this cube. So all you have to do is right click, then this new feature. It's not available in the older version of Blender. If you are using like 2.80, then this feature is not available. This feature was introduced in 2.82, I guess. I did not remember, but I assume you are using 2.83 LTS or above that, like I am using 2.9. so you have this feature. So just right click, then copy as a new driver, and then we will just have to paste it over here to the property which we want to link to. So if I paste it over here, it will turn purple. So now we can see, we can control this, and we can paste it 2 more times, like paste again, and then paste again. See, so now we can control this like that. It's pretty easy. And then same we can do with the rotation. So we have created only one rotation, not like 3 rotation. So I will link this one to the first one, Control P. Now we can like rotate this like that. We can also link this to the others, like P and then Control P, Control Paste I mean, and then it will like rotate in the all of these things. Okay, and now let's see this one. Color I will show you at the end. Color is little difficult than all the others, so linking not too difficult, just we will have to click few more times. Still we do not have to type any codes. So let's see how we can use the on and off function. So if we again right click over here, copy as a new driver, and then paste it anywhere, and this one, Control P, see it's 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. Okay, and we cannot paste it over here for now because we cannot animate these values. It's not available in the Blender at the moment. We cannot animate collections hide and unhide function. I don't know why, but this is bad. We should have it. Okay, so we have this hide and unhide, and now we can add one more object if we want to, like that. And if I want to like use the unhide and unhide with this object, then again we can copy as a new driver, and then I will paste it to this object over here. So now we can hide it, unhide it. Also we can use the same thing for the modifiers. So let's add variable modifier, or one more modifier, maybe array modifier, or you can have multiple modifiers. And I will use this same function, but if you need, you can create a different property over here for the on and off to on off modifier. So right click over here, copy as a new driver, and then I will just paste it over here. So paste and then paste. Okay, so it will enable and disable the modifier, but because it's hiding we cannot see it. So I will remove the driver so this is how you can delete the modifier. Right click and delete the driver, and then delete the driver. Now we can use this to on and off the modifiers. See, and then let's move to the color. So let's change it to this viewport display so we can see the color. So now we have this value like that, which we can use to control the color. So I will open this. We cannot right click and copy as a new driver over here. So what we can do is we can open this value, right click, and it will open up this menu, and we can now right click on the red value and then copy as a new driver and then paste it on this value. But we make sure you are in the RGB tab, then you can right click and copy as a new driver. But if you are in HSV tab, then this will not work. So we cannot right click in these tabs. I don't know why, but we cannot. And then same goes to this one, we cannot right click. So now copy this R value, copy as a new driver, and then paste it to this R value. Paste. Then again open, right click, copy as a new driver, paste in the green, and then again open, copy as a new driver, and paste it in the green. And the fun part is, let's see, we can change it, the color from this custom property. And the fun part is we can like copy the red value and paste it to the blue value, so it will create a different color than this and this. So make sure you are pasting on the right. So if you are copying the red, then you paste it on the red as well. If you paste it on the blue, it will still work, but it will create different colors. And at the end we can right click, copy as a new driver to control the opacity, paste, and this will control the opacity. Okay, and then we can also, as I told you earlier, we can control other values of the Blender from this object. Just right click, open, right click, copy as a new driver, and then we can move to the world tab and then set this into the world as well, copy and then paste. See, it will also work in the world tab as well. So undo for now, and in the other properties as well, all the properties which we can animate, we can add a driver to that, then we can use this custom properties on. Okay, so now if we want to like scale, use the scale function on this object as well, so just right click, copy as a new driver and then paste, and over here, here and here, and then I can now do this. Okay, so let's move to the next section. So before I tell you where and why you should use it, I forget to show you how we can convert this radians values to degrees, because now this value is in degree but the minimum and maximum value is in radians. So if now we have 1 here, it doesn't mean we can only go to the 1 degree, we can like move it to 47 point something. So I will just type in anything here more than 50. So this is equal to 1 radians. 1 radians equal to 47.3 degrees, but we want this in degrees as well. So like if we want to rotate it maximum to 360 degree, then how do we do it? So we will have to use a little bit of math. Okay, so now this, so I first copy this value, accept the D, leave the D, and then copy this value, Control C. So now this 1 is equal to 57.3. So we will divide this 1 by the thing we copied, just 57 point blah blah blah, and then if we press enter, now this value is equal to 1 degree. So 0.017 radians is equal to 1 degree. So now we cannot go more than 1. So now we can easily define how much we want. So if we want 360 degree, maximum rotation of 360 degree, then just into this by 360. See, now we can go maximum 360. Okay, and if we want like 90 or 70 or 60 whatever, then just multiply that with 0.017. I think this is what it was before. Okay, so let's see where we can use it and where and why we should use it. So the main thing I used this custom properties is to organize your rig, but not just it's not just about the rig. So I'm not going to show you how you can organize your rig in this small tutorial. Already it's bigger, it's reached more than I think 30 minutes. So where I like to use it in is mostly the color, because in this color, if I go to the shading tab and let's animate this value, not this because it's driver, so I will animate different value. So add RGB node, and now if I animate this value, let me like open up one more tab for the timeline so we can see it. Okay, I will just unhide everything. Okay, world opacity 0. Okay, so now we can change this and then we can animate this. So and I will insert keyframe I, and then I move it over here and then change the color and then insert another keyframe. So see, it's changing the color. But if we deselect this node, see, as soon as we deselect this node, the keyframes are gone. So its animation is still working, and then this object is also selected, but the keyframe is not visible. See, we cannot see the keyframe until we select this node. Okay, so if we select this node, it's still not visible. So if you have like long node setup and then you animate this value, then you will have to find that and then select that node to modify this keyframes, which isn't good. So also, if we have this window open, but assume we are in this window, we cannot like see the keyframes and we cannot like move it and organize and adjust the keyframes. So this is where this thing comes handy. So let's just remove this. We have this drivers, and we do not even have to be in the shading tab. We can just do it from here and insert a keyframe in this custom property which we have just created, and then paste it, change the color, and then insert another keyframe. See, it's changing, and if I deselect the object, it's gone, and as soon as I select the object, it's back again, and we do not even have to select this. So let's deselect this one, and the keyframes are still visible. Keyframes are still visible, and we can easily adjust them from anywhere we want. And this is why I like the custom property, mostly in the color values. And also the another thing is when using the constraints. So let's do one more thing to explain it, not with this one, so with the limit distance, limit location constraints. By the way, I have already explained all the constraints in my previous tutorial. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. So I am just quickly adding the limit location constant, which is now changed. So the minimum limit and then maximum limit. So maximum limit is 10. No, it's a lot. I will just make it 2. So now if I move this, so let's now delete this keyframes. So it's in the X, so we cannot go like minus X, but we can go more than that because we have it limited from 0 to 2. Okay, so now if I try to like animate this, insert a keyframe. I usually insert a keyframe from here, because if I insert a keyframe from here location, it will add a 3 keyframe, but I am just going to animate one single property, so I will just insert a single keyframe. And then if I move here and then if I change it, see, it's changed to this value 5. So if I insert this, so I want this cube go from 0 to 2 in a 20 keyframes, but see what happens. So it reached in a 2 meter on the 8 keyframes, and this area is just empty because this value is still animating. We can fix this without driver, without the custom property, with this effect transform. And let's do this again. So I will delete this, delete a single keyframe in 1.0. Then still if I insert a keyframe and then move it over here, now if I drag it, let's see, it's still going above the 2, and then insert keyframe. See, so it's moving from here to here, and then it stopped because this area is animating, but the object is limited to the 2. So it's not quite working, but this effect alpha only works if you are moving, if you are animating the values from the object, not from this. So if I like move it from ZX and then move it, see, it's not going more than 2, and then we can stop it here and then insert a location keyframe. Sorry, I forgot to move it back. So okay, so now it's working kind of, but we cannot use this area to animate it, and this will add lots of extra keyframes like these 2 keyframes which we do not need it at all. So this is where I use custom property. Instead of using this limit location constant, I use custom properties. So sorry, so from this I will just I will delete this for the demonstration purpose. And now we can use this custom property, insert a keyframe, then move it over here. Let me link it first, copy as a new driver, paste. So now it's linked. So now we can use this value, we can drag it and it will not go more than 1, and then we can insert a keyframe over here and see it's working. Okay, and this custom properties have lots of various of different uses which I cannot cover in a single tutorial. And if you like this tutorial and you are new to this channel, consider subscribing. Also, you guys can support us on Patreon, which will help us maintain the quality of tutorials or even make it better in the future by getting a new gears. And in return you will get a lots of project files and discounts on future products and Patreon recognition in the end of the tutorial and also in the Discord server. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.